Hey everybody, Rich here with Anglers, and I wanted to talk today about our Snakehead Kit. So one of these kits we put together in-house here. We have our expert staff help pick out the colors of baits that we like to use when we're going out fishing. We hope that these bring you some success. So when you purchase the box, here's what you're gonna get. Nice Plano 3600 size box, and inside we're gonna find all kinds of fun stuff. So what do we have in here? We've got a snakehead float rig. Snakehead float rigs are a lot of fun to fish. We build these here in-house. Gone through the years of kind of working out the right design for it, but essentially you're going to start with a live bait hook, and that's where you're going to put a live minnow. Got a little bead to help keep this egg sinker off the knot. Egg sinker will help keep that minnow down deep. And then we've got a short leader here with a sliding float. And then above the sliding float, we'll have a bobber stop. That'll be on the line. And then a loop to attach your rod. So the cool thing about this rig is you can adjust it. So snakeheads, they can be in a little bit deeper water, a little bit shallower water. And if I'm using this rig, I don't want this to necessarily be all the way up top and this is laying on the bottom. So sometimes I want to get this up a little bit so I can adjust by moving the bobber stop to whatever depth I want. And then when the bait goes down, it's that bobber stop, and now it's only this deep. So you get one of those in the kit. Got some other fun stuff in here as well. So we'll start from the back and work our way forward. Chatterbait. Chatterbaits are a lot of fun to fish. Very, very popular with snakehead. So to fish a chatterbait, looks a little complex up front here if you've never fished one before. There's this little ring that's attached to the blade. That's where you're gonna tie the line on. When you fish these, it's hanging off the rod, it's like this, but when you start retrieving it, this blade will actually come back like so, and it'll actually vibrate back and forth as you're reeling it in, and that's one of the most appealing things about this bait is the vibrations that it sends through the water. These are all skirted, but there is plenty of room for a soft plastic. So if we were to throw a soft plastic on here, we could use something like a paddle tail like this. Rig these very similar to the way that we would rig our other baits. You'd line that up, find out where it's gonna come out in the back by marking it, come in the front, slide that straight down the belly, come out that mark in the back, slide it up over that bait keep, and that's it. So now when I fish this, not only do I have the vibration, not only do I have that skirt moving and undulating, the color contrast, but now I have that tail wagging back in there as well. So a lot of cool action to this bait. Chatterbait's very, very popular, so there will be one of those. Inline spinner, no additional rigging required with these. They're ready to go right out of the box. If you've never fished an inline spinner, they're hugely popular, very old school, they work great. Tie straight to the front, and then this blade will spin around the bait as you're retrieving it. Got a little bucktail treble hook on the back there, so just tie it on and you're going to cast and retrieve. Nice steady slow retrieve, a little twitch here and there is all you really need. That blade's going to do most of the work for you, nice and shiny, and it'll kind of give a whirling sound in the water that the fish can pick up on. Frogs are extremely popular for snakehead, largemouth bass. You're going to use these in the warmer months when there's a lot of frogs out, a lot of grass on top, and these are weedless. So you'll notice that there's two hooks on here, one on each side, and they're facing up. These are hollow bodies, so there's nothing inside of these. You fish these, when the fish comes up and grabs it, they'll actually collapse that, exposing those hooks and get those in their mouth. But the nice thing about it is those hooks hug the side of the bait, so it's very, very weedless. So great for throwing in structure into grass. Some tails on the back. Little tackle tip, don't be afraid to adjust these skirt lengths. Sometimes they come out of the package and they're a little long for some anglers, so feel free to kind of trim these back a little bit. Don't go too close, but feel free to kind of mix up that skirt length if you want. That'll be in the box. And then some plastics to rig. So we're going to go over a couple different rigging plastics here. You're going to get some weighted hooks, that wide gap hooks that are going to have a spring on them. So how do you rig these? So let's take another one of these paddle tails. To rig these, it's very simple. You take that screw, you go in the nose, and you're going to twist this. It'll get stuck in that plastic, and you just keep screwing this in until the hook eye, where the spring is attached, is in the front. Now, here's the important part. You'll notice that this wants to go one way. If I try to turn it, it kind of goes wonky on us. We need to make sure that this lines up correctly so that the hook will swing down underneath of the bait. So we got to get this adjusted just right, lined up perfect. And then to finish this off, we need to figure out where the hook's going to come out the back here. And we come down the belly, push it up through the top, and we're almost done. So the last step to make this truly weedless will be to pull the plastic just forward and lift it up a little bit and bury the tip of that hook in the plastic. And now this is very weedless. And if the fish grabs it, it'll simply tear the plastic and expose the hook to catch them. So that's how you would rig that style hook with the spring on it. And then I'll show you another way that I like to rig these with a wide gap hook that does not have the spring. So the first thing I'm going to do is I'm going to tie the line onto the hook. I don't want to have anything else on here. And then I'm going to take my bait. We'll use these little fluke tails from Zoom on these. And what I'm going to do on this is I'm going to line this up, and I actually want this to finish like this, not with the eye sticking out. I want to finish it like so. I need to find out where the hook is going to come out underneath here. I'm going to rig it like this. So that hook's going to pop out right there in the chin. So I'm going to come in the nose, and then I'm going to immediately pop the hook out right in the chin there. Slide this around. Pull the hook eye into the bait and turn it around just like that. Find out where it's going to pop out in the back, just like the other one, like so. To finish this off, again, pull forward and then bury the plastic, that nose of the hook into the plastic there, that point, to make it weedless. Now the cool thing about fishing in this presentation is the hook is just sticking out in the belly, creating a little belly to it, but there's no knot, there's nothing sticking out the front here. It's just the line. So it's very streamlined, very clean, looks good. The fish is not going to have to worry about anything. It also helps get snagged on less stuff. So you can also do this with the hooks that have the weights on them. Because of the way you pop these out, you do have to get it over the weight, but usually the weights are fine. So that's how I would rig those. So hope this brings you some success with the snakeheads out on the water. Stop by and grab a box today, and thank you guys. Well, good luck out there. Have fun.